I just got back from Las Vegas, Nevada, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing my top 3 takeaways from attending Wedding MBA 2024. And I want you to stick around to the end because I'm going to share what it was like to not only be an attendee this past year, but also an exhibitor and a participant in the event. And also, if I feel like it's worth your time to go to an event like this or not. So, Wedding MBA, what is it? Wedding MBA is a huge event. It's a show. It's held at the Las Vegas Convention Center, and there's basically 2 parts of it. So there are the educational seminars where, there are full-length sessions that are held by educators in the industry, talking about everything from florals and design and trends that are coming up, strategies about getting reviews and increasing leads and all sorts of different things. Now, the show and the event is not specifically for venues. So it's for caterers, it's for DJs, it's for pretty much the entire wedding industry as a whole. Every year, again, they have kind of the seminars and sessions, but then they also have this exhibit hall. And in the exhibit hall, you can see all sorts of different exhibits, from lighting and photo booths, DJ setups. They have, mopping machines, hair booths and studios. They have vow writing, they have venue coaching, they have all sorts of platforms, like Honeybook and Zola. Wedding Pro is usually there. So there's a really good mix of exhibitors. And then in the exhibit hall, there's also Wed Talks. These are small stages to the side of the exhibit hall that are for these little mini breakout sessions where you'll have speakers that'll present for 10 or 15 minutes on a specific topic. Now, in the exhibit hall as well, there's a large main stage, and you have a couple of the most experienced speakers up there who are presenting on usually the really popular topics that need a lot of space. So that's really the layout of the event. Pro tip, if you're considering going, get there early. And if you're listening to this and you have been, or you did go in 2024 or any of the previous years, the check-in line is insanely long. So super good. They have an early check-in time that you can go and get your badge early because that line is crazy. And if you get there on the day, then it kind of eats into the time that you could be connecting with other people. Also, water, literally water. All the concession lines usually end up being super long. So another pro tip. All right, let's jump into it. So in 2022, I actually pitched the event's host and producer, and I said, hey, could I come out there as a social media host? And so I may have met you out there doing that. I was running around with a microphone, just being super extroverted and introducing myself to everyone and basically saying, what are you getting from Wedding MBA? What are you learning? Why are you here? And I was asking those questions to the attendees. So a really cool opportunity to be able to connect. I was really there though, almost on behalf of the show, and just kind of focused on creating content like that. Now in 2023, I just want to give a huge shout out to my friend Justin with Nuptial Risk. He actually had a booth that he was unable to use, and so he gifted the Venue RX that booth. It was really neat. We got to have a booth, set it all up. We had this mini, basically like podcast studio that we set up, and it was super cool. We brought a team out there. The other amazing part of that was we threw a huge launch event. I mean, it totally blew me away, the turnout, but really fun. Launching WEVA, and I'm wearing this shirt right here, but WEVA of course stands for Wedding and Event Venue Association, and we had a sold out event at RPM at Caesar's Palace, and just really cool. All these venue owners, sponsors that we had who helped throw the event, and it was a really special night. It was really, really memorable, and really excited about continuing to grow that association to this day and into 2025. And then in 2024, I wasn't planning on going. There's so much happening, some really exciting stuff in our business, onboarding new team, onboarding new venues, and really exciting, we're actually moving. I'm moving my family to Alabama. We are going to be full-time Alabama residents in 2025. We just bought a home last week, and we're moving the company, Common Sense Events, the company headquarters, to Alabama as well. So we're going to be operating the nationwide, all the properties from Alabama, which is a little bit more central. We're really excited about that, but I wasn't planning on being able to attend. I didn't think the schedule was going to line up. So I ended up kind of waiting till the very end. And then my friend Mitchell with Indem, or Event Guard is one of the brands they have for venue insurance. He hit me up and said, hey man, I've got a couple of extra passes. Would you come? And last minute, my schedule ended up lining up. So I got a flight out there and was able to attend as an attendee. I actually had an exhibitor badge though, which is kind of funny. He kindly gave it to me and let me have it, but it was really neat being able to go and kind of have a different focus, be able to listen to a lot of the seminars and sessions, connect with so many people, meet a lot of new people, which was great. It was a really cool opportunity just to kind of be in a more relaxed environment because the first year I was really busy running around doing everything. And then the second year really focused on the booth and then the launch party. So this last year, really great to be able to kind of go and just focus on connecting with people. All right, so point number one, it's important to take the advice contextual to where you're at in your business journey. So often these incredible speakers that you're here on stage, the information that's given, while it may be incredible if you're in your third year, fifth year, seventh year of business, it may not be as applicable if you're in your first or second year. So again, when you hear information, don't necessarily think that it's something you have to apply or what you hear is kind of the silver bullet that's going to fix everything in your business. It's really, really important to go with a goal and say, okay, I'm trying to increase my leads, or I'm trying to turn my reputation around. Maybe you bought into a business that has a poor reputation that you're trying to fix, or maybe you need to get inspired for new trends that are coming up, or whatever your goal happens to be. But take the advice you receive from people you meet on stage, or people that you meet in the exhibit hall. Take that with a grain of salt and just really apply it to your business, realizing that all the speakers' backgrounds are very different. Some of them have owned venues before. Some of them have been very successful business owners and owned one venue in one market. And so if you own a venue in a different market, maybe a little bit challenging to apply that same advice. So again, just take the advice you hear with a grain of salt and apply it contextual to your business journey. All right, point number two is you're going to get out of the event what you put into it. What do I mean by that? I got all these business cards here because I was walking around and I was saying, hey, give me your card. Hey, here's my card. Trading information, smiling, looking at people, trying to engage with people, trying to meet people. It can be challenging because there are so many people, literally thousands of people. But the show does a pretty good job of, having different badge colors. So the different badge colors are associated to the niche of the industry that you're in. And so you can find someone who maybe has, a venue badge. Generally they're like orange or yellow, or, whatever your category is, and just say, oh, you own a floral business, or, oh, you're a DJ. Tell me a little bit about your business. Asking some of those questions, being more interested in other people versus trying to be interesting, I found is super, super helpful. And, again, getting out of it, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. So business cards, it's really nice if the business cards have QR codes on them. So I think I saw a WEVA card in here somewhere. So like this one, I have a little QR code. This is a WEVA card, just an example, but you can also use digital business cards. There's a program called Link, LINQ. There's also Blink. There's so many different digital business cards as well that you can, do a quick scan or a tap and share information. So come prepared with that so that you're really able to network quickly and then do the follow-up, because, it's again, on the implementation side, if you go there and then, you don't do anything with it, and this stack of business cards just sits here, then kind of wastes the opportunity that you had to connect with people. One quick pro tip that I learned after a couple of years, I struggle sometimes to put faces together with names. I struggle with this. And so take a selfie and then send that picture to them in Instagram. And then it'll help connect, the Instagram profile with the person that you met at the show. And I found that to be a really effective way of really remembering who you met and putting that face to the name. So little fun tip that I learned in the past. All right, number three is the wedding world is changing so fast. I think that there's definitely an acceleration of information and how people are consuming information, how this new generation is inquiring about weddings, how the expectations they have in terms of receiving that information. Of course, the expectation has been mobile and being mobile friendly, but it's now just kind of assumed. Just overall, the wedding world and our industry is changing faster than ever before. And I think that's a really good thing, but it does put a little bit more pressure on us as venue owners and operators to stay up with the times. And I think an event like this definitely does kind of help the venue industry, and it helps the industry as a whole just kind of learn about what's going on and what's happening. And I would say podcasts like this, and I would say other podcasts in the industry, and following different people that do a really great job talking about copywriting and SEO and marketing and all of the things that go into being better at the industry, it's worth the time to go find those resources and stay at the top of your game, because gone are the days when it's like, what worked is going to keep working. There definitely are things that have not changed, but there's so much that's changing. It's changing faster than ever. And so really making the concerted and solid effort that you're going to iterate and constantly be improving will make sure that you're successful. It's just one of the things that I've seen, I think more than ever before I saw it this year. I felt things changing in 2022 and 2023, but this last year, I'm like, gosh, like stuff is changing so quick. So you can't be scared of that. We got to jump in, we got to embrace it, and we just got to tackle it as part of being in this industry. All right, so should you go to Wedding MBA? That's the big question. You know, after going for 3 years, both as an exhibitor and as an attendee, I can say that it absolutely brings value to my business and the relationships that I have when I go to an event like Wedding MBA and I have a purpose, I have a goal. I think that is really key when going to this event or really any event, any sort of like professional event. You need to go with a goal in mind. You need to go with something that you're looking to get out of the event. You need to go prepared, right? I mentioned that a little bit earlier in the video, but going prepared, you know, coming with your business cards, coming ready to connect, making sure that your Instagram profile is updated so that, you know, the information about who you are and what you do is correct in your bio, and just ready to reach out and ready to talk to people and ready to engage and network. That I think is one of the biggest value pieces that an event like this can add. Now, I will say there is absolutely an expense associated with this. You know, if you're on the East Coast, there are shows coming up that are geared, that are similar to this, that are going to be, you know, more and more, I think, competing for people's time on the East Coast. If you're coming from the East Coast, you know, it's a long trip. You're going all the way practically to the West Coast. And, you know, there's of course the expense of staying in the hotel. If you're bringing team members, you know, all of that. So that's all sorts of things that you have to calculate as part of the opportunity cost for attending. I'll also say that if you have a pile of things to do at your venue and you know the things that you need to do, it might be worth it taking the 3 or 4 days instead of getting new ideas, and instead of, you know, kind of getting excited and kind of riding this high of just connection and information and all of that, to take those couple days and do an on-site intensive at your own business. Like, get in your business and fix some of the things that you know need to be fixed. I find Wedding MBA to be a really good place to get new ideas, to get really fired up and jazzed and excited, and of course meet people and things like that. But one of the things that I know is oftentimes we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. And so I go out there and I do get reminded of different things that I need to be doing. And maybe I hear something in a session and I say, oh gosh, I know that, but am I doing it? Maybe not. Now, again, the problem is I can be so excited and I can feel like, yes, I learned so much. But if I don't apply that learning back at home, if I don't take that information that I learned and put it into my business and make it actionable, I basically wasted my time. And so I think that's one of, you know, my biggest things when I think about the pros and cons of going to an event like this. You've got to be ready to apply the information that you learned. And if you can't apply it, you know, if you have too many things going on, if you're not in a position to apply, I would say get yourself, you know, set a goal that, hey, next year I'm going to do this, or next year I'm going to take my team. Set that goal for yourself and then go the following year. And so have that level of discernment. But, you know, if you're going for new insight, you want to maybe connect with someone in person who you've connected with virtually already. If you are looking to learn more about the trends and see what's happening kind of on a larger, more national scale, then an event like Wedding MBA could very well be an awesome use of your time. Now, I will say the event is not just for venue owners. So, you know, they try to have a venue track and they try to kind of position things a little bit more towards venues, but it's definitely not a venue only event. So you're going to see a lot of general information, a lot of information that's geared towards caterers and florists and DJs and officiants and things like that. And that's great. You know, it's really an event for the whole entire community. We are planning right now in the planning stages of having an event for WEVA that's going to be a venue focused event. And so we are really, really excited about that. I will be putting more information about that soon, out very soon for 2025. I can't wait to talk more about that. But yeah, overall, I would say Wedding MBA, going to Wedding MBA has been awesome the last couple of years. We actually are considering doing a booth next year and exhibiting there and bringing our team out again. So if you are considering going out, I very well may see you next year. And like I said, we will put out information about a WEVA event that we're going to be having very soon here. So anyway, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you found this valuable or you had comments or questions or anything you wanted to know about my experience at Wedding MBA, feel free to hit me up. I would love to connect with you. All right, we'll see you in the next video. Pardon the interruption, I wanted to take a moment and share with you about WEVA. WEVA stands for Wedding and Event Venue Association, and it is a professional association custom built for venue owners and operators. We felt like there was a lack of resources, community, education, and networking available specifically for our industry, and so we recently started this association, and it's been growing by the day. We would love to extend an invite to you, so please click the link in the description or wherever you're watching this video, and we would love to welcome you into the community.